you go, look. I haven't even finished the sentence. Who are the DUP? After the general election, one political party became the most Googled in Britain. Many people were alarmed at what they found out. The DUP are anti-abortion and anti-same-sex marriage. And now Theresa May's government is relying on their votes to stay in power. Here in Northern Ireland, they are an established party. They are the biggest party. I've come to Northern Ireland to try and get inside the minds of DUP voters. The DUP was founded by the Reverend Ian Paisley in the 1970s, and it has stayed true to his strict Christianity. Hammer! 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 Today, it's a growing party. Most 18 to 24-year-olds in Northern Ireland didn't vote in the last election. But of those that did, more than 30% voted DUP. Right now, I am on my way to go and have a chat with a young girl called Ruth. Ruth is a DUP supporter. I think she actually campaigns for them as well, so heavily involved. She's 19, so just started voting, really. Hello.
Hiya.
How are you, Ruth? I'm Stacey. Tell me why you support the DUP.
Because I'm a Christian and I agree with all their views.
What are your thoughts on gay couples?
I believe it's wrong. There's no easy way about that. But I have been called a homophobe for it, which is not true, because I have simply said there that I disagree. Like, I know, I read your Twitter, I do know that you're pro-gay marriage and stuff like that. But you know, we disagree.
Tell me what is so wrong when a man kisses another man or has sex with another man.
You can't have sex, like, you can't have children with two males. You can't have children with two women.
And you're studying, aren't you, in Belfast at the minute? You're studying drama.
Yes.
There must be gay lads in Belfast. Are you friends with them?
There's a transgender woman there, and I have talked to them, but she's not really in my class, so it's not really... I'm not trying to avoid her. I would never do that to someone. Like, if I'd avoided everyone I disagreed with, I'd avoid my own mother. This is my little brother.
It's with Arlene Foster.
And Ian Paisley Jr. My dad is Ian Paisley Jr.'s election agent.
Oh.
So this was in 2010 when Dr. Paisley was helping Ian canvass.
I think it's harder to describe yourself as being right-wing and a pro-lifer and anti-abortion and anti-same-sex marriage if you're younger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, like in university and stuff.
Because you're certainly the minority.
Yeah, yes. I'm definitely one of the only ones in the entire university that is the same opinions. Like,
because that
the
is
entire
the case.
Students' Union, for example, like all of them are very much different to me.
Because that is the case, do you ever think, actually, maybe I have got this wrong?
No. You know, there are always going to be people that disagree with me, but that doesn't mean that I think I'm wrong. You know.
Oh, what a lovely little room.
Yes.
Ed Sheeran, you're at Ed?
Yes. Yeah, the only concert I've ever been allowed to go to.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, even things like the cinema. If I went to the cinema too often, my mum got a little bit, like... You know, my minister is quite... He's quite strict. He's very strict, and he called the cinema...
Your minister?
Yeah.
Okay.
He called the cinema the cesspit of iniquity.
Oh.
So my parents were not a fan.
Oh, wow. How'd you do? I'm Stacey. How's things?
I'm Jackie.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Do you ever feel for Ruth? Because her opinions are sometimes seen as being very extreme or radical or controversial. Do you think it's difficult for Ruth at 19 to sort of stick her heels in?
I think it probably is, because I think there's an expectation amongst people in general, and particularly for young people, that they should be liberal in their outlook. But I think you have to do what's right, especially if you feel you're standing before God. That you have to be right before him. And I don't think being very conservative with a small c necessarily means that there shouldn't be a hatred towards people that you don't agree with. Whereas I feel that's coming the other way at the moment.
Really? You feel people hate you?
Well, I think that's the reason possibly why you're here. Because there is that feeling that the DUP are extreme. I haven't forced my opinions on her. I try to sort of guide her.
As a mother?
Yes. And to see what's right and wrong over here, especially, I grew up during the Troubles. I know what Sinn Féin are. To try and kind of give a sense of history to the children so that they know that I remember thinking as a young girl, we could go on fine if the IRA would stop killing us.
The Troubles refer to 30 years of conflict in Northern Ireland, starting in 1968. It began with peaceful protests demanding an end to state discrimination against Catholics. At its heart was whether Northern Ireland should be part of Britain or part of a united Ireland. On one side, the IRA, or Irish Republican Army, which was largely Catholic, fought for a united Ireland. The IRA also bombed targets in England. Whilst Protestant paramilitaries believed Northern Ireland should remain British, they also used terror against ordinary people. The violence ended when the IRA called a ceasefire in 1997, allowing their political wing Sinn Féin to enter a devolved government alongside the DUP.
If you had told me some time ago that I'd be standing here to take this office, I would have been totally unbelieving.
But goodwill between the political parties doesn't always transfer to the streets. Council housing here is either Catholic or Protestant. And in Protestant areas, they are building bonfires to commemorate a 320-year-old battle won by a Protestant king. I've come to the Craiger estate to understand more about the DUP vote. I just want to show you these boys building the bonfire, because I've got to say it does feel quite celebratory, and there's a real kind of sense of community. And before the camera came out, they were on good form. And as soon as they saw the camera and heard that I was from the BBC, told me to go and piss off. So let's see. I just want you to see the scale of it. You see all the boys? Many people in Northern Ireland hate these bonfires and the anti-Catholic message they can carry. People round here blame the BBC for stirring up the opposition.
Fuck you!
Fuck you, fuck you!
BBC scumbag!
BBC scumbags. What do you say? He's so Larry, that one. Oh, if I could just get rid of him, I think the others would talk. I mean, you get the gist of it, you get the feel. No, it's very much part of their culture, it's a tradition, it's been going on for hundreds of years. It's huge, everyone's involved, everyone's very emotional, and I think tomorrow night will be for them the icing on the cake. Yeah. As well as the bonfires, young Unionists in Northern Ireland show their loyalty to Britain by joining local bands. They marched the day after the bonfires, on the 12th of July.
It's like a football team representing your own area, so they all compete against each other. Who's got the biggest band, who looks the best, who plays the best.
Like the bonfires, the marching celebrates the victory of Protestant King William of Orange over Catholic King James II.
I just joined the band because I had no social life, so it was a way just to express myself and join in with a bunch of men, really.
I'm here to talk to some DUP voters. How do you think the DUP are being perceived back in England?
Pretty much as a hate figure. They're being made out as if they're like so against gays and they're really against abortion and all, but it's the inner beliefs of the party, and that's really, to me anyway, that's what I see it as.
It's just values that they have, and I think they're entitled to them values. And sometimes it looks like they're being made to look like the bad people because they have them values, and that's not fair.
Do you blame the DUP for turning the screw on Theresa May?
No.
That's politics, isn't it?
I don't blame Arlene Foster for saying, right, you want to play ball, you need our seats.
Certainly. That's the way, that's life.
We need something, for sure, 100%.
If Sinn Féin were in the UP's feet or shoes, they'd have done the exact same thing.
1.5 billion, that'll be
Merrier.
hopefully poured into your
Aye. I hope the
communities.
government stays as long as they can, like, because fair play to the DUP.
I've been brought up being British.
I know.
I don't know anything else. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be anything else. Where they, Sinn Féin and you say the others, the Catholics, no, they want just to wipe us from the map, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They would like just to be Ireland, nothing to do Protestants, no bands, no nothing, no lodges. They'd happily see it gone tomorrow.
Well, when they say they want the British out of Ireland, basically they're talking about us.
I need to meet the other side that seems so threatening to these unionists. In parts of Belfast, there are peace walls separating Protestants from Catholics.
Where are you from?
Czech Republic.
Yeah. Oh.
This one has become a tourist attraction, but it's still deemed necessary to prevent violence.
What is your right?
With love.
On the Catholic nationalist side, instead of red, white and blue, the streets are decorated green, white and orange. It feels like a totally different country. The second largest political party in Northern Ireland is Sinn Féin. Thank you. I'm meeting Dominic and Tam, two of their supporters, at Sinn Féin's West Belfast office. Does any part of you feel British?
Don't identify in any way British. Like, even my everyday life, my first language isn't even English. Like, I'm a fluent Irish speaker. That is my language. I would speak that in my home with my parents.
They've said, you know, with every inch of themselves, they would never, ever in a million years entertain the idea of not being British and not being part of Britain.
As far as I'm concerned, a united Ireland is inevitable, and I think the more they sit down and engage round about it and actually discuss what it would be like within it, rather than, you know, a blinkered approach that never, never, never.
The way I see it is unity it's inevitable. I don't think it's a pipe dream. It's something that I definitely will see in my lifetime.
It's this faith that Ireland will become united that worries DUP voters. Bonfires under attack from Sinn Féin, IRA, Nationalist Front. And these are all Sinn Féin politicians, I'm guessing. I'm back on the Craiger estate.
Gwen!
Gwen is the community worker who is in charge of safety at tonight's bonfire.
It's massive, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
much taller than I thought it was going to be.
I know, don't start me. They wanted it taller and it's a wee bit dodgy at the top. I could cry. I could actually cry because I love it so much. Absolutely love it so much.
What do you love about
And
it?
I love it. See with all these kids and they're really working hard. And
Hello.
They're just,
You all right?
It's for them.
Let me ask you this, Gwen. Do you think... how useful, how helpful do you think it is to put these posters on the bonfire?
Because they are our enemies. They are the enemies. They are the
They're
ones
wankers.
that's
Yeah.
Stop
Why?
you saying bad words.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because they're sly. It's because they can see for themselves. At the end of the day, they do this every single year. Every single year they're here and they take so much pride in it. And you have Sinn Féin, IRA, interfering in what they're doing.
It's very easy for me to say this because I understand that I'm not emotionally involved and I haven't lost loved ones. But if we're all saying, you know what, we want to move forward, I don't know how helpful it is to be burning the faces of the opposition.
How can you move
Do you
forward
see?
when they want to change? We belong to Britain. We are British. We are British subjects. I hold a British passport. I am proud to say I'm British, right? We are British. Sinn Féin wanted a united Ireland. That's the way they brought the war to this country. That is their main aim. And they will do it through any means. And the Irish language is not just an orbit, but we're holding on to what we have. We are holding on here by maybe fingernails. I actually believe that we're more British than what the English are, to be quite honest.
Are you encouraging the kids to hate?
Not hate.
No, not hate. We have to keep them on their toes, remind them who these people are and what they're done.
Why do so many people vote for the DUP here?
We were sort of forced to vote for DUP, so we'd bring the whole Unionist vote together. So we'd have the majority.
Do you agree with everything the DUP stand for?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
We're same-sex marriage and things like that. We don't care. We have people in here that are gay and don't have a problem. Family members gay. It doesn't annoy me.
Do you know what? I sort of get it. Not all of them are socially conservative. I think so much of the time it's a tactical vote. And it's about, you know, being a unionist, and it's about being a loyalist, and it's about protecting what you know. But the Britishness I'm feeling here is not like home. Burning pictures of politicians is aggressive and offensive, and the fires themselves are often dangerous. I'm on my way to visit one of the bonfires that Belfast City Council has deemed unsafe. Should I bring the camera? No. Wait here 2 minutes. She's happy for us just to get a couple of shots. You see on the wall, fuck the BBC. You see that there? No way on earth that you'd be allowed to do this in England. You'd be in so much trouble. But I mean, are there concerns with those businesses? They're not that fussed.
Well, this one, the ones that call us, isn't too fussed, but...
So you've had the conversation.
Obviously, the fire service, for the scale of it, have a bit of concern. You know, obviously, mainly for the residents there.
Yeah. Tell me why it's so important that you burn the Irish flag.
It's just the same as burning the ISIS flag. IRA. The IRA live under the Irish flag, and that's what it was. Bombings, killings, everything.
So you feel like that's a fair comparison, yeah?
Yeah.
The Irish flag and the ISIS flag?
The IRA and ISIS are the exact same. Both kill innocent people for nothing.
It feels to me like your community are hugely protective of these bonfires and this night.
Definitely. Everybody in this community wants this. Bonfire, Sinn Féin don't. But yet again, we've won. They can keep trying, but we're always going to win. We're always going to have our bonfire.
Tell the guy, where were you?
Where have you been?
Where's Winnie the Pooh? Up there.
You were up
you
there,
climb
were
up
you?
there? Didn't you? With Mummy? Yeah, once in the cage.
Is this his first experience?
This is his first experience.
Bonfire
Yep.
experience?
Yep. Are you coming? As you can see, he's black.
And what, it's important for you to involve your kids?
I think it's great the kids growing up around it, because I was brought up around it. And I can't wait to see all the kids tomorrow to march.
So it's like history repeating itself?
Yes, history just repeating itself and repeating itself, yep.
So you see where that teddy bear is with the helmet on? That's apparently where the 2-year-old was. He was up with his mum. Some of the views were predictable, but some of them were quite shocking. You know, the comparisons with the flags. You know, the Irish flag and the ISIS flag. That was very uncomfortable, but he believes in his mind that that's justified. I want to hear how the other side feels about the bonfires. I felt uncomfortable seeing this young lad going up with the Irish flag.
Yeah, I mean, it is
It's a step too far.
you can dress it up as culture, but really what it is, it's about Protestant loyalist unionists asserting what they believe to be their supremacy over Catholic nationalist Republicans in this state.
That's where the actual culture of it goes out the window, becomes hate.
Yeah.
I've heard the views of both sides, and I feel I need to see the bonfires for myself. I'm on my way to Craiger Estate when I spot the police.
So I'm not entirely sure what's gone on here, but it's not yet midnight. Police have cornered this off. There's a fire being put out. Now, it's understandable that some people have concerns. It's totally fair enough because, you know, there are businesses nearby, houses.
But as I get closer, I realise they aren't actually putting the fire out. Instead, they are calling the neighbouring buildings.
It seems a bit ridiculous because it's so close to the buildings. It's an accident waiting to happen.
It's nearly midnight, the moment everyone has been waiting for. I'm going to watch the bonfire getting lit with Gwen.
I need to find Gwen. Oh, it's nice to see you. It's really good to see you again. I'm looking for Gwen.
Gwen, come with me.
We're speaking to Gwen. Listen. 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 Just ignore him. We're not filming you.
People here are not happy. We're not going to stay.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
I back off and watch the bonfire from a distance.
It's Tina Turner. Wow, what an experience. It's just mind-blowing.
Nowhere else in Britain does this.
No, we don't do this in England. It's a cultural thing, right?
That's what it is. We don't want liberated with King William.
1690?
1690.
What about 2017? What's going to happen now?
It'll still be the same. It'll never change.
What won't?
This will never change. Our heritage never change. Us have these bonfires here, doing what the people want around here. That's what we want to do.
The morning after the bonfires is known as the 12th, when thousands of well-wishers line the roads of Northern Ireland to greet the bands.
They'll be coming down this way?
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah.
As we wait, I meet a woman who is known as Orange Lil.
My eldest daughter is in a same-sex relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your daughter's a lesbian?
Yeah.
Has she got a partner?
Yeah.
So if they wanted to get married, would you begrudge them that?
No. But I think here in Northern Ireland would. What is the DUP doing for the likes of us on the road?
You tell me, because you're here.
They're doing nothing.
Did you vote for them?
Yes.
Why did you vote for them? Tell me.
Because they are one of the... Well, it was either them or Sinn Féin.
But will you continue to vote for the DUP?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see how, to some people, that doesn't make any sense?
It may sound stupid, yeah.
I vote for the DUP, always have done, and I personally think they need to move forward with abortion and same marriage. If they move forward, they would get a lot more votes.
Northern Ireland has the worst poverty levels in the UK and higher than average unemployment. The Unionist nationalist battle here squeezes most of the other issues out. But there is cause for hope. Thanks to negotiations between marchers and local Catholics, the 12th of July is the most peaceful for years.
It's been so amazing, and I'm so delighted that you allowed me to come along.
Oh, no
So
problem.
thank you so much for talking to me.
I want to get my culture out there. I know people that's been demonised for years, and it's a beautiful culture. Like, we can't help it that we won the battle. Do we?
Ruth is also celebrating the 12th in County Antrim. I catch up with her the following day.
Hey, Ruth. Are you all right?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
It's good to see you again. And where are we off to? The gardens?
Yeah, so Botanic Gardens.
I put to her that the DUP voters I'd met didn't necessarily agree with the party on same-sex marriage and abortion.
There are getting less and less of the ones who kind of vote like me and who do agree with them on all issues. Like, whenever you're out canvassing, you know, the main issues that are brought up are like the, you know, Sinn Féin, getting devolution up and running, the legacy of the Troubles. Like, those are the main issues.
And, I mean, does that frighten you? That there are fewer and fewer people agreeing entirely with what you believe and the old-school DUP believe?
To a certain extent, but it won't properly frighten me until that starts affecting their vote.
I suppose I came here assuming that I'd be spending time with people who were intolerant towards same-sex relationships, same-sex marriage, abortion. Actually, on the ground, so many people here aren't fussed by those issues. But some of them, in my mind, do seem intolerant towards their neighbours, the nationalists. And I think that's a real shame.
As I was leaving, I got news that some of the bonfires have been reported as hate crimes to the police. Because she's relying on the DUP, it's hard for Theresa May to be seen as truly neutral between the two sides here. I'd like to know that her deal with the DUP won't deepen Northern Ireland's bitter divide.